Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the True Pop Culture 7 show. I'm your host, True Pop, here to laugh and think about pop culture stupidity. Yeah, how's everyone doing in the chat? Who do we have here? We have Giletto saying, hello there. Hello there to you, sir. I've just noticed something. Why aren't the names displaying? Did I turn it off? Yeah, there we go. All right. We also have AS Pena in the chat. Hello to you, sir. And we have Nathaniel Perry. All right. Oh, cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Thanks for coming back. Yeah, hello there, everyone in the chat. Yeah, so for today's stream, we have quite a lot to cover. First, we'll definitely tackle the London Meetup, and I'll be, discussing what went on. It was quite an experience to be sure, and yeah, I'm very keen to talk about it. And I also have some other things to announce, like YouTube memberships. I finally got around to it, making it, and yeah, it's another way to support the channel rather than just relying on ad revenue, I guess. And we've also got the Netflix One Piece anime that I was watching during my ride towards London and out of London, all that empty time on the coach, and it's just like, hey, new Netflix show. Why not? Why not? I was hesitant to watch it because,
Netflix.
yeah, that. But it's just like, hey, uh, if I've got all this free time on my hands, why not? And I don't regret my time watching it. Um, and we're also going to compare it with Ahsoka. I've only watched episode 4 because I knew in the previous 3 episodes nothing happened. So um, it's weird. Ahsoka's weird. It's got the same quality to it as Boba Fett, as Mando season 3 and 2. And I'd like to make a case study with it, comparing its quality with One Piece. One has some great writing to it. One has some great characters, and one that just feels like I don't know, rock that's immalleable in any way. And yeah, it definitely makes for weird watching. Like there's no same feeling to it. I guess it's like corporation product just shoved in there. And I think it would make a fascinating comparison. So before we get into anything, let's introduce the guest. Uninspired, can you tell the people where they can find you and what you do and whatnot?
Good evening, everyone. I am the Uninspired Reviewer, your famous French black cat over here. Thank you for having me on, True Pop, and cheers to everyone in the chat. Yeah, just the Uninspired Reviewer is where you can find me. I just do movie reviews most of the time and a little bit of analytical work for film. That's pretty much it on my end. And thanks for having me again, man.
Oh yeah, as soon as you mentioned to me, I think it was the first stream I had you on, that you're a One Piece fan. I was like thinking after watching the Netflix One Piece, like I gotta invite Uninspired to talk about this because
Hey, good
it's
good choice, man. Because I'm good on everything: the anime, the manga, the live action. I can give you every different perspective, so it's good.
dude, the manga must be like. Does it take up like a whole wardrobe for you, or what? Like,
I read online, so thank God.
yeah, imagine story like what 1,100 volumes or something.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I read the Berserk online too. I don't think it would have been a smart idea to have that on my shelf with the imagery it has. What
It's
if like
true.
what if like one of my little siblings just picks up, hey, what is this? And it just opens it like,
Like, oh look,
oh,
Berserk. It looks cool. It looks drawn. You just see like some weird ass decapitated head speaking. You're like, oh no, what is this?
yeah, that books should not be in on libraries for children. That's for sure. Uh, we've also invited our other guest, Golden Age, who was with us there in the meetup. I wanted to get his thoughts on the London meetup, but he's currently on mute. So
I don't know. I'm here. I'm here. I just my mic's very sensitive, so I didn't want it to pick up any background noise. I've got a bunch of cars outside. Just sounds like there's a race out there.
oh yeah, mine too. I think it's just motorcycles though, rather than bikes. And it's just like drag racing. Yeah, we'll do that in the evening. Sure, won't bother anyone. Yeah, cheers. Thanks for that. So yeah, I definitely feel for you there. Yeah, so I've seen you in the meetup. I
You
was incredibly
have.
surprised to see you. At first I thought that I've seen you before. You looked like a high school friend of mine. I was just like, is that him? It's just like, no, hey, I'm not going it. You're like, oh, no, okay. No, it was someone else. You know, I was like thinking, have I seen that guy before? You know,
Yeah,
you kind
I'll
of
never
resemble
forget
you at
your the way your face changed. I went up to you. I was like, "Hey, man," you're sort of like, It just sort of like, who the fuck's this guy? And then I said, "It's me, Golden Age Geek." You were like, "Oh, it's you."
Oh, light bulbs fell off my head. Yeah, and I was like thinking, yeah. It was great to see you there. It was great to see a lot of people there. As I guess we'll go into. But before that, I wanted to announce something. If I can find it in my infinite tabs of wisdom. There we go. I have launched finally YouTube memberships for this channel. It's been a long time coming. I know I stream regularly with Legion of Memers, and everyone that's monetized seems to have memberships. You know, Dermy Wormy, No Green Rocks. And I thought, well, damn, what's taking me so long with these memberships? And the truth is, I wanted to offer you guys something of value. I didn't want it just to be, you know, just some badge that you get in the chat, but something a little more, you know, providing that value. So it's the True Believer memberships, a famous catchphrase of Stan Lee. Obviously, it's a spin on the show, True Pop Culture Fan, True Believer. Yeah, along with this membership, you essentially get. I said essentially. I'm going to explain what one of the badges have to do with that. So you get my logo essentially next to your name, and you can spam these emojis in the chat, which is one a Justin Bieber face, because I have been told that I look like Justin Bieber a lot. So you guys can bully me with that and just spam it in the chat. And we've also got a giant letter E, because they say essentially quite a lot. So you guys can bully me with that whenever I say essentially. And we've got a third one as well to represent true Polacks in the area, because I am a true Polak. Because why not? Polish eagle is a beautiful eagle. Coming soon, though, to the emojis, I'm planning to add something near and dear to my heart, which is Sean Connery screaming, "Why?"
Why?
I mean, I love that movie moment, and I just noticed, like, I have to add this to the emojis.
Oh man, it's like the perfect meme to add to the emoji.
Yeah. It might be a little tough squeezing it in, but I'm sure I could get it done somehow. So that emoji coming soon. Another perk that I'm planning on is to basically have gameplay live streams in this membership. Once the gameplay is live, it'll be accessible to everyone. It's just that, you know, a backlog of it will be behind the membership, because I've noticed that live streams tend to the longer they stay on your channel, the more you plug them in. YouTube doesn't seem to like it, and, you know, unsubscribes people and whatnot.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
you know, I just thought, if I'm going to be doing a lot of gaming, might be a good idea to put them in the memberships. So yeah, I think that's about covers it in terms of memberships. Guys, do let me know what other suggestions you'd have for emojis. I am open to suggestions of these. And yeah, it's 199 as Jeremy D-Day Cobra. That was actually unintentional to make it 199, but I guess it's
199.
yeah. I guess that's what, and it's just the one level, so it helps out the channel. And yeah, that's I think that's all my shilling for the memberships done. Cheers, guys, for subscribing and watching my memes and bothering with my live streams. I really appreciate it, and I never thought it would go this far, where I'm making freaking memberships for my channel. That's just crazy. So yeah, cheers, guys, and with that out the way, with the membership shilling out the way, I will move on to the I guess you could call it the London experience. Which you guys may have seen. I mean, it's blowing up like crazy in terms of views for the channel, which I wasn't quite expecting. Looking back on it, now that it seems to resonate with you guys so much, I could have edited some bits better. You know, I'm kind of like that. So this bit, I was like recording the wrong way, you know, horizontally, not vertically, and you know, it's a bit a little unclear on HD. So that just bothers me that it's not very clear. It does get slightly better.
Oh, it's fine, man. It gets the
yeah.
job done. That's the essential part.
I'm a perfectionist. Yeah, so my objective with the stream was to get Shad's book signed. That was like the ultimate goal. It's just like, yes, how many times is an Australian going to visit the UK? It's a fair distance away. I'm pretty sure Shad had to get 2 planes, one that stopped at Dubai and then one that stops at the UK. And this was just a prime opportunity to get this signed. I absolutely loved the book. I don't know if you have a Golden Age, or have you seen any?
Unfortunately, not.
Okay. Are you into books of any kind? Are you a avid reader, or?
I am, but I as I say, I haven't collected any of Shad's books. I'm sure I'll get round to it sometime, but yeah.
All right. I definitely recommend it, man. It's really good. It gave me so many laughs, and so much entertainment, and then surprisingly, a whole lot of you know, feels as well. Shad seems to really, really make his character struggle, his main protagonist especially in the book. But towards the end of it, he really does try to redeem them in a way. Literally, there was so much struggle. He made him like this modern day, I don't know, Stalin, Hitler kind of, in terms of historical figure, who did a lot of genocide, a lot of harm to the world around him. And this magic user, I think, redeems himself in a great way. And that's something I never thought would be possible to kind of put all this suffering and strife to a character and then redeem him towards the end. I think that's the ultimate plus of the book. Can't wait for the second. Sorry, before I get to it, Paul Hadouken has become a YouTuber. Hey, I appreciate that, sir. I very much so. Unfortunately, I can't see the emoji on StreamYard, but I can see that you are celebrating your patriotism. I know you're a Paul too, so I once a Paul, always a Paul. So yeah, carrying into it, I expensively explained I took a coach, and it was a 5-hour trip. It was at 7 in the morning, so it was definitely a kind of difficult trip, but going into London itself wasn't that difficult. Golden Age, how was the trip to London for you?
No, it went quite smooth actually. Yeah, just got a couple of trains, and I fell asleep a few times. Woke up to see a guy just staring at me. That was funny. And I could feel my when I was asleep, I could feel my mouth like opening, sort of like my mouth was gaping, and this guy was just looking at me like, "What is wrong with him?"
Oh,
But yeah, on the underground, as you can expect, it was very hectic. Felt like I was going to be squashed to death. Yeah, for all these people that get very sensitive about, oh, this person touched me, this and that, they would not survive on in that location, because literally you have people climbing up your ass crack and you can't even help yourself, you know?
yeah, yeah. I didn't take the train because it was just like I just saw the map and it's just like, wait, I'm gonna have to change trains like 2, 3 times. Screw that. I'd just rather do it twice. You know, once when I'm in London and another time when I'm in the hotel in the London itself to the hotel. So I had to take like a coach and then a bus. I did pass by Baker Street. That was pretty cool. And see the
Nice.
Sherlock Holmes statue. So that was really cool. I think I recognize someone from FNT Jet. Bashiwashi, hail to Jet, hail to you, sir. I've heard you quite a party goer in the FNT chat. They always seem to say your name. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, so I was on the ride to the bus, and we did see the Big Ben. That's not actually called the Big Ben. You can see it here. Not very HD though. I guess that's because when I send it the compression. I don't know what it is with the Big Ben. It's like, oh no, wait, the Big Ben is. I think the bell itself is called the Big Ben. I think so, not the clock itself. Golden Age, would you know anything about that? I'm not British, so doesn't really help.
Isn't the the Big Ben, isn't that the bell inside, and then it's called the Elizabeth Tower, I believe, the actual structure? I believe that is the case.
Yeah, something like that. Right. Yeah, probably.
Well, that's interesting. I always grew up just thinking it was called the Big Ben, the building itself, never the bell.
Yeah, most of us do as well. It's just something that you just learn as, a bit of trivia.
Yeah. I get useless trivia, but hey, you can just be smart like a snuff. Like, I know actually what it's actually called. Actually.
Plus, no one would believe you. Just like, no, it's the Big Ben. And that's it.
Mm-hmm. And then there's Westminster. I only remember encountering in like. Have you guys ever heard of a game called Watch Dogs Legion?
Yeah, heard of it. Yes.
Yeah, you're constantly in London, and this building was always difficult to get into, so that's how I remember Westminster from the freaking game. That game, it had it downs and ups. It was a tad.
It's the equivalent of playing Assassin's Creed, going to Rome and just saying, "Oh yeah, look, I recognize it."
I climbed that tower in Assassin's Creed. Yeah, that's what you'd be like in Rome or Italy. So that'll be just So yeah, it was great to see all these like landscapes. The hotel was really good as well, really comfortable. So I always spent the night during there. I had like a huge breakfast in there. I don't know, you guys tweeted that.
Proper English breakfast.
Yeah, definitely. And then it came to going to the bar itself. It was like a half an hour walk, and boy, was I nervous. I didn't know what to expect walking into the bar itself.
There are lots of people.
Exactly. I did come in like an hour early, just in case,
Yeah, it's always better to be early. I'm that way too.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for that. You just bought the membership to just.
Justin Bieber.
I'm glad you're enjoying them. So, hey, Sean Connery emoji screaming why it is coming soon. Yeah. So going into the bar itself, I was feeling kind of nervous. First thing I when I entered, I saw Mark the Cyborg, and I was like, I know who that guy is, because yeah, he was the first ever YouTuber I edited for. Yeah, that was really nice. It gave me a chance to edit God of War Ragnarok stream. Still haven't played God of War Ragnarok. I'm still looking forward to playing with that. So yeah, he's really cool, really chill guy. Yeah, so it was nice to see him, and Kenzo as well, Legion of Mima that totally streamed with as well. Uh, Golden Age, what were your feelings approaching the bar? Were you nervous at all, or?
No, I mean, first of all, it was actually kind of a struggle trying to locate it, to be honest.
Yeah,
I was crossing so many roads and being like, oh wait, no, I have to go back this way, and oh no, I was going the right way. I have to go this way now, and yeah. But then I saw the sign, and I was like, yeah, I recognize that name. So, and then
Okay.
I got in there, and you were actually the first person that I saw. I was like, wait a minute, I know who that is.
I was like thinking, do I recognize that guy somewhere? Nah, probably not. It's probably just me. It's probably someone else. And then you introduce yourself. I was like, oh, it is you. Oh, yeah, I'm Golden Age. And you're just like, oh, and it's just light bulb flicking down my head.
I'm surprised I didn't recognize Golden Age by his voice. I'm sure that I would be able to.
I didn't pay attention, man. Listen, on the next meetup, we gotta like wear like shirts or something with like our logos on. That'd be helpful.
Yeah, everyone was wearing like name tags.
Mm-hmm.
I know you were doing that.
Yeah, because I came in early enough and I asked like pretty sure it was Kenzo, like, oh yeah, this guy's doing stickers, they can let them off and stuff. And that's a good idea. I'll do that. Hello, my name is. It's not actually True Pop Culture. Oh, on my birth certificate it does say True Pop Culture 7. So, I mean, there's that. So yeah, I guess it was better than nothing. But I'd rather have like a big logo. That'd be fun.
You just take you take it as you're wearing like a Superman unraveling his costume. Basically,
yeah.
You just enter the place, just take it off, rip it up.
Yeah. I met Commie Age Mark in there as well. He's a real nice guy. Even though for a commie, and communism is stupid. We all hate communism here, but he's really nice, really talk to, and I like the way he talks about pop culture in general. He told me that he wants to assemble like British YouTubers all together, and live stream with them and talk about British news, because British news seems to be untouched by the public, and I definitely agree with him. There was also this brew as well, perfect shirt choice. Quarter Black Garrett. Literally, we're trying to do like a handshake of some sort that I didn't quite understand. It was just like this bump, and it's just like, yeah, sure. To be honest, like I'm pretty sure there's some Polish people that had no idea how that any of African American stuff works. I'm pretty sure, like, you could find a Polish farmer somewhere in Poland that's never seen a black guy in their life.
I'm sure you can do that with most European countries, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. But I guess Polish people, I wouldn't say that they're racist or anything. They're just, I would say they're very curious, especially with like, people from different countries visiting us. What is this? They kind of see it as exotic, I guess. So, but anyway, moving on that tangent, you could. I don't know about you, Golden Age, but everyone seems to have like a really, really visible accent, like especially American ones.
Yeah, that's the first thing you said to me. You said, if you listen to them, their accent's much stronger than on their videos.
Yeah, and I was like, huh. It's just like I said in my vlog, like, you listen to these people on your way to work, when you're traveling, when you're walking. I always have headphones on. I'm pretty sure I've been told a lot that one day I am going to be buried alongside my headphones. I'm wear them that much. And yeah, I listened to these guys constantly, and seeing them in front of you, you just kind of had to, pinch yourself a little. It's just like, what the hell? And I remember when I first entered the bar, I was like incredibly nervous. I was like, okay, what the hell am I doing here? Where's someone I recognize? Where's Kento? And then Gary entered through the door first. And we just exchanged like a look of silence for like 3 or 4 seconds, and then he like reached this out like, "Hey, how you doing, man?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, cheers." And it's just like, yeah, I just saw Gary there, right in front of me, instead of on the YouTube screen. It was just, I don't know. I guess it felt good to meet them in person. You kind of forget the fact that they're people. Usually they're just people you listen to constantly talk about movies, and it was great meeting them all. They were all really nice. I don't know how was your experience, Golden Age? Who did you meet first?
Well, after you, I got into the line to see the Critical Drinker. And I think that was the most awkward encounter. I mean, beforehand, I actually retweeted the video. A drinker just pulled out his phone and he's like, "All right, guys, I'm down near London with my mates." And yeah, that was just totally unexpected. Like he just whipped his phone out. But then when he the previous person went and I went up towards him, I didn't know what to say. So I was just like, the weather's been quite hot today, hasn't it? He was just like, yeah, it has.
Oh man, like an actual comedy sketch.
Yeah, it's very awkward.
I was completely the same. I was just like, I'm talking to Critical Drinker here, and that kind of mentality. I looking back, I could have just like asked him more questions, maybe, or I don't know, something more intelligible.
But his friend did kind of diffuse the awkward encounter because he came, Lance, because he
nice.
He came up to Drinker with a glass of water, and Drinker quoted one of the Cornetto movies, and he's like, "I've come down to London, you just made me have fucking rain."
Nice. Oh yeah, Drinker's great. Oozing with confidence, There was a commentator of my vlog video saying that I kind of look like his nephew, in the comments. I can kind of see that Drinker resemblance. All I need is just sunglasses, and I'll look like the Critical Drinker. That's a nice compliment. And yeah, it was great to meet you, Drinker. I did not get the poster signed by him, which was because I was out there collecting everyone's signature like freaking Pokemon.
I can imagine.
And it's just, yeah. Because a lot of these people you might not see.
I only got Drinker and Gary's. That was it for me.
Yeah, damn it. I'm just kicking myself. But yeah, when I unpacked and returned, that poster was just all crumpled. And I'm like, God damn it.
Oh, no.
So everyone's signature, apart from Drinkers. Yeah. And meeting everyone. Yeah, I did meet. I think I lined up for Shad first to meet him.
I didn't even get to visually see Garrett or Shad. They were just on the other side, so I never actually got to see them with my own eyes. That's unfortunate.
Oh, Shad is definitely worth meeting. I did get my book signed, which is a plus. But
awesome.
But when I first met him, right, I was just bothered about the book, right, and in my nervousness, I forgot to take a picture of him. Oh. And I'm like, I'm a damn idiot. So I lined up again, waited that 30 or to 20 minutes just to get a picture of him. I liked Shad that much. I will queue up for this man 2 times. Yeah, I really like Shad.
How was it meeting him, man? Like, was he what you expected? Because it is different, meeting someone from online and in real life.
Yeah, definitely. His accent wasn't. It sounded like he does in his YouTube videos.
Mm.
And he was really nice. And I was just I remember just holding the book, and I was like holding the pen as I was like, could you would you like me to sign it? I was like, yes. Couldn't get my words out. But yeah, looking back on it, I'd definitely be more confident in talking to him. I mean, yeah. And after this whole meetup, I'd love to go to a meetup again. I don't know about you, Golden Age.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
If there's ever a UK meetup, I'm definitely going there. I might even consider going to Las Vegas, but that's going to be if there's ever one in America, I'll consider it. But I'd have to know in advance to save up. Because I enjoyed it that much. I enjoyed the experience that much of meeting these people face to face.
Yeah, it was great.
And lining up for Gary, that was something else. That was really humbling experience. That guy was so easy to talk to. Yeah, and he said that he watched some of my streams. So Gary, if you're watching, hi. I was absolutely floored by that. I was like, I'm a freaking nobody. What are you doing watching my streams? And he told me that it's good to watch smaller YouTube channels out there because you kind of get more of the bits and pieces on pop culture talk. Don't just watch the mainstream guys. And he seems to say that he spends a lot of time on YouTube, set up the TV. And that's always great to hear. He does say that he did recognize me and he does really enjoy my edits, which is just thanks, man. I really enjoyed it. For some reason, I took out the Mauler plushie with me. I don't know why. I guess just a bit of fun, Mauler was there in spirit. I'm that much of a Mauler fanboy, I guess. You guys are going to be accusing me of simpery in the chat.
Listen, I think everyone sims for Mauler. It's just the voice, man. There's something there.
Yeah, I guess so. Was Quite truly quarter black, only one for. Well, you'd have to ask him. He sounded really American too.
Speaking of British voices, I was wondering whether the little platoon would be there. And I was actually searching for him because I do know what the little platoon looks like.
Cool.
And yeah, but I don't think he was there.
I don't know if he's in London or not. I mean,
no.
Okay.
He's not in London. No.
Of course, he's a civilized person. He's obviously not near London. So, but he's definitely like the most British voice. It'd be good to meet him as well. I met loads of people like Aiden. That's Aiden Paladin, by the way. She's great.
Yeah, and after I saw your photo, I was like, "Oh, that's Aiden," because there are videos on her channel of her in person, but most of the time when she goes on other channels, and particularly other channels that I've seen her on, she's usually just using her avatar, so I didn't recognize her, but I did pass her lots, and I was just thinking, well, this is just another person attending the meetup. I didn't know it was actually her, so I would have absolutely
Kobe Martin just said, oh yeah, this is Ada Paladin, and I was like, took like 5 seconds to connect the face, because I did see her face in the live show. I was like, oh, that's you, because she had blonde hair. That's probably didn't help me much. She was really nice.
I think she was on Lotus Eaters today.
Yeah, she was. All right, guys, do I look similar? Tell me the truth.
Listen, you are the spitting image.
All right, we'll put
it's the hair. It's the hair.
All right.
The hair points in the same direction, so that's how you know that you're related.
All right. So I'm putting critical drinker emojis on the chat, so because I'm a critical drinker lookalike. Well, as an Eldritch god, Mauler can be wherever he wants to be. That is true. That is very true.
Man. Drinker is awesome, man. I can imagine in real life he must be as awesome too.
Oh, definitely. Adam Krigler as well. Meeting him was great. He was really easy to talk to. He's on the Side Scroller podcast sometimes. He's really chill. Knows all things gaming. I think he was like incredibly humbled because I don't think he's like always been a part of the fellowship, but now that he's been there, I think he was definitely enjoying talking to everyone.
He's sort of taken a similar route to Garrett in the sense that he used to be on a lot of political shows, and now he's just constantly surrounded by video game talk and entertainment news. So,
yeah. He's great. He's really easy to talk to. He pronounced my name wrong, my YouTube name, which is unacceptable. He compared me to Justin Bieber as well, so that was just unacceptable.
What did he call you?
I told him my YouTube name, and he said, "What's that? Did you say true cockhold something?" And it's just like that's disrespect right
Oh
there.
my.
Disrespect. I'll remember that. I'll always remember that disrespect. Yeah, and then we have Shad as well. He was great to me as well. He quoted me, and it just exploded. I'm like, oh, okay.
He must have been baking in that armor.
Yeah, he was. He definitely was. But hey, you gotta do it for the show. Put that armor on.
Oh man, I wonder how he got that past customs.
Oh yeah, you got a license for this, mate. Here's me and Kenzo chatting as well. We are like using our Legion of Meme cred as well. And yeah, these are great. I love these photos. They're got so much to remember by. This was my second breakfast as well. So
My God, man.
well, second breakfast, older breakfast. So hey, it was breakfast, okay? I just crammed it all in, you know.
I approve of the Rice Krispies. I approve.
They had Weetabix as well, but it was the plain ones and not the chocolate chip. And I'm like, that's bummer. I love Weetabix, but it has to be the chocolate chip. I don't know about you, Golden Age. Do you like Weetabix? Yay or nay?
Yeah, they're fine. They're not, a go-to or anything, but they're all right. I love crunchy nut clusters, though.
Okay. Don't know what that is.
Oh.
But yeah, this wasn't all for me, by the way. I had lunch with my older brother.
I was going to say, oh my God, like,
Yeah.
you have to take to the juicing room.
This is a portion for two people, you know. That we ate more than on the table as well. So,
Oh man,
I kind of noticed there were pancakes, there was porridge as well. There was hot chocolate, there was hot coffee. You know, hey, I'm making use of that breakfast. Okay, don't ever tell me that, because I'm the type of guy, right? If he sees food in front of him, he grabs everything. But making food for yourself, oh, that's difficult. That's effort.
Oh
you know?
man, I'm telling you that's even why I popped up a bit like just 2 minutes before the stream. I was done cooking. I was eating.
Oh yeah. So looking back on it, I really enjoy my time, and I bumped into Az, by the way, guys. I don't know if you guys saw.
Oh yeah. Mr. Porkchop was at the meetup as well. Saw him quite.
Yeah. I did see him.
And at one point, Gary actually FaceTimed Az, and we all just started screaming at him.
Yeah. That was funny. That was hilarious. But yeah. There's Az right there. I didn't know I'd see him during. Yeah.
Just chilling in the streets of London, sunbathing, basically.
Mm-hmm. With a tattoo, definitely difficult. So yeah, I think
as soon as you walk past that, it goes, "Fucking scissoring."
I can picture that. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I had anything else. I went to a local Forbidden Planet after the meetup. They only had Funko Pops and manga, so that's all.
You should have bought One Piece, man. You should have bought One Piece.
Maybe I should have bought One Piece.
Manga is what's probably keeping it in business, to be quite honest.
Yeah. See, the Forbidden Planet near me is not that big, and I was amazed to see something that big. And most of it was manga, and essentially, I said essentially again. I keep saying it. It's annoying even me now. And yeah, it was definitely. I did see a art museum. I don't know if you guys saw. And there was some numerous art in there, and some that I enjoyed, some that I didn't enjoy so much. So to cap off my experience, I added this post-credit scene to my vlog. So you guys would take a listen. This is the modern art section that I went to.
No wonder it looked weird.
Modern art.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Modern art. incredible.
Literally just a motor that smooth the leg.
Ah, yes. I understand the subtext perfectly, you know. It's essentially telling us what we are as humans, and it's just so deep. I can't even express it properly how deep it is, you know. It's modern art. It is incredible.
Hey, I'm sure a lot of effort was put into that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm guessing, yeah, a string attached to a leg. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. So, in summary, little meetup. I was apparently humbled that Gary watched my stuff. I was really happy to get my book signed. I was really happy to meet everyone in general. And looking back on it, maybe I should have bought Drinker's book and get that signed, but I don't think I'd have enough time to read it. Hey, Drinker, if he ever writes fantasy, I'm going to be first in line to buy it, because don't usually go with spy thrillers. I don't think I've read a lot apart from Anthony Horowitz's first couple of books. I think that's all I read in terms of spy thrillers. So, hey, I might give it a try.
Yeah, you're like me. When it comes to books, I'm mostly with horror or thriller, but in terms of spies and stuff like that, not really. For me, it's more police detective stories, stuff like that.
Ooh, okay. I'm more like a fantasy, like medieval and stuff like that. And yeah, there's my connection with Shad, I guess. I love like magic and stuff like that.
I am going to order Lord of the Rings next month and finally read it. So
good luck with
can't
that,
wait for
mate.
that.
Good luck with that. If you get to the singing tree bit, that's where all right, I'm out. I should, in hindsight, I should probably pick it back up. Yeah. Golden Age, do you have any final thoughts on your experience in London?
Well, what I'll say is I agree with you that Gary was probably the easiest one to talk to. I saw the massive line and I thought, because I had some other places to be, I could only really pop in, and I thought, oh, damn it, I'm not going to get to meet Gary, because trust me, like, from the back of the queue to the front, it was easily like a good 2 hours. So, yeah. So I spoke to Gary's wife and I explained the situation. I said, look, I got to rush off in a few minutes. And she said, no problem, come to the front. I was like, really? She's like, yeah, no worry. So I was like, oh my God, thanks. So, yeah, she just took me right to the front. And then I saw Gary, and I explained to him all about, the YouTube and everything I'm doing. He said it's good that we're doing what we're doing, because, we're sort of the future generation, the next generation, and we have to, keep on talking about all this stuff that we love. And, I shook his hand and I said, I won't let you down, sir. I won't let you down. And then on my way out, I ran into X-Ray Girl, who I think True Pop will probably be able to attest to. I think she was hammered, like she was drunk, because she was running around that place. She was running in circles all around that place. And I need to wait for someone to gift me a Nerdrotic membership, because I'm in that live stream so much. Yeah, she was running around that place and just, she was mental.
Literally, like, I met her, right? And I was like asking, do you recognize the True Pop Culture? And I do. And she was like, I do. And she's like, oh, it's lovely to meet you. And I was shaking hand. And I was like, oh, don't shake me hand. Give me a hug. And it's just like, I'm not a hugger now. But I hugged her right away. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry for invading your personal space. Like, no. And I said, no, it's fine. You can hug me all you like. She was incredibly kind. But yeah,
I didn't get that.
Is she really tall in real life?
No, she's not. She is tiny. She is tiny.
So yeah, it was really nice to meet her too. Yeah, I it's the Justin Bieber looks. That's why she hugged me. Golden Age.
Oh.
So yeah, it was really good to meet everyone.
Disbury was literally just performing a video out in the open. It was it was literally It was him, right? It was him, right? It was like he was doing like a school lecture. Like he was at the front, and everyone else was sort of like sitting down in front of him and beside him, and he was just explaining everything. Like when I was doing my videos on She-Hulk, I was absolutely raging the fuck out.
It was like, you know, like Jesus 6 a month. What's
Yeah, it
that
was.
beta called? It's just, I will explain all my phenomena and why She-Hulk is shit. Pretty sure you don't have to explain that, mate. But hey, oh, it was hilarious. That was just hilarious. Oh, you're so right though. Incredibly right. That was just. Oh yeah. Now you point that out. Yeah, that what really was the case. Yeah, to mention something about my London experience, but I think I said everything I needed to say about experience. I don't know, but yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about with you, Golden Age. You did tell me that you had to sort out a thing before that, and you couldn't stay on too long. So let me know if you need to get going.
Are you going to be carrying on with the rest of the topics now?
Yeah,
Like
we'll be
One Piece
talking
and
about.
Ahsoka?
Yeah.
Okay, it's probably best I drop out now and let you fine gentlemen talk about that, because I haven't seen either of these shows. So yeah, but it's been great. Thank you for having me on. The meetup was an absolute blast. It was great to meet you in person, and I only hope
You too,
that
man.
these meetups are more frequent, because
Oh yeah,
it was
definitely.
my first one, and I hope that this is the first of many.
Oh yeah, definitely. They seem to have enjoyed themselves a whole lot, and yeah, I would definitely love to. Who knows? Sometime, Golden Age, you might get enough popular to be handing out autographs and such. Who knows?
It's true.
But
You never
Try
know,
my
man.
best.
yeah, listen. Out of this experience, like I think there's a fire lit under me to put out better content, more new reviews, more memes. Yeah, and continue to grow. That's definitely one thing for sure that I got out of it. Oh fuck me, it's Ahsoka time. Oh, you've probably been really anticipating it. Okay, I won't keep you any longer, Golden Age. I'll see you later, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
golden
so
pleasure
once again,
again,
thank
man.
you. It's a pleasure to be back on this show, and it's a pleasure to be in the Uninspired Reviewer's presence. He's a
Oh,
fine
thank you,
man
man.
indeed. So yeah, I'll chat to you guys later. See ya.
See
See
you,
you
man.
guys.
See ya. All right. Now that
And
he's
then
gone, we can
there
talk
were
behind his
two.
back.
Oh man.
Golden Age is great. I was
Yeah.
really surprised meeting him, and I did meet a subscriber
Ooh,
in the meetup,
nice.
and I was like, "Wait, I have subscribers? That's crazy!"
Oh man, Golden
So,
Age is awesome. He's been on my channel on my live streams twice now, and yeah, he's always a pleasure to have on, man.
well, that was his second time now as well. I think you're making your third appearance, so you're quite popular.
Yeah.
I guess I like you too much. I guess that.
Hey, I like being on, so it's good.
Right. So I guess we mentioned the elephant in the room, that is Ahsoka. I guess One Piece is the bigger elephant in terms of quality, but I guess what's your history? What do you know about Ahsoka Uninspired?
Well, nothing much really, because it is based on Rebels, isn't it? So it's basically like a live action sequel, basically, of Rebels. The only thing I knew about Rebels was growing up and watching it on Cartoon Network sometimes, but I never watched it in proper order. So it was just Rebels would be on, I'd see it, I'd maybe watch 20 minutes, and then I'd change the channel to put like The Amazing World of Gumball or something more interesting for me.
Oh, that was a great show.
So
Gumball was a great show.
Gumball was great, and so yeah, so I don't really have that much knowledge of Ahsoka in general, but I've been seeing. I haven't watched the show, although I know what happens, because I'm just paying attention to what other people online, and people like actually Andrew in the chat. He made a 40-minute video on Ahsoka, so yeah, and that's pretty much it. I know that it sucks just from what I can see.
Yeah, and right. So my history is I love the Clone Wars, love it to pieces. It was my childhood. Always watched the episode, always eager. might have somewhat aged now looking back at it, but I don't want to look at it negatively. I always thought of it as something really good. And Rebels, I wasn't really that keen into. Like, it started off, and I'm like, what the hell is this? This is like the quality of Clone Wars was like this all-time high, and then Rebels at start of Rebels was just like, pew!
Yeah. Is it
just
is
like
or is
drastic
it
change. Of
the original Clone Wars or the 3D Clone Wars, like the same animation as Rebels?
both.
Ah.
I watch both.
I
I
like
love
I like the
everything to do with
original.
Clone Wars.
I like the
Okay.
original 2D animation. I think it's pretty sweet for Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. I love some of the episodes in the Clone Wars itself. Some of them, yeah, sure, I'd agree with you guys. Some, I guess, EFAP guys can say it and criticize them, and it's just like, okay, criticism, fair enough. But the thing is, the Clone Wars, it has this thing. It's called a soul, which all these Mandalorian season 3, Boba Fett, Ahsoka shows do not have. It's just corporate product, and I can still maintain this idea that Clone Wars was good. Rebels apparently got better since I've been keeping track of it somewhat. I haven't watched all of it. I obviously watched the Darth Maul episode because I love Darth Maul.
Everybody loves Darth Maul.
I love Darth Maul. I absolutely love Darth Maul. Even though it is stupid the way they brought him back, I still love Darth Maul. And I've been keeping track of Rebels somewhat, not too much, just how it ended.
Yeah.
And then I hear about this, and after all this drag, after all that Star Wars has been through, you just get kind of turned off. And it's like, oh, now we're doing an Ahsoka it's just like, after Mandalorian season 3, after Boba Fett, after all this shit you've been, now you expect me to be hyped for an Ahsoka show. And
I mean,
bring her...
it's just because it's Ahsoka, so they have that built-in fan base of people who like Ahsoka. But it's weird because so just with the little knowledge that I know of Ahsoka and Rebels, it's insane that I can already tell, as someone who's only watched a couple of clips of the actual like live action Ahsoka show. It's insane to me that I can tell that it's not the same character, because the Ahsoka in the live action show just seems incredibly bland and lifeless. Because even in the worst of situations, the one from Rebels always had a spark in her eyes. It just came through in the voice performance. But this one, it's like nothing.
I'm dead. I am stoked. I am very. There's no childlike nature to her at all.
Yeah.
It's like it's all been killed. And it's just like, hey, hang on, Dave Filoni is involved in this. He created the character. Do you not know your own character, mate? What is this?
I mean, Dave basically he wrote all the episodes. Like Ahsoka is his baby, essentially. This TV show. So
hey, you said the word. You said the word. Essentially. See, it's catchy. All right,
It's true,
I'm gonna
yeah.
get everyone to say. Yeah, sorry, go on. Before I rudely
No, but
interrupt you.
it was just like it's weird because this is Dave Filoni's baby, so it's his test where everyone says Filoni is gonna save Star Wars. So this is Filoni Unleashed. So if this sucks, then it's basically just gonna confirm, like, yeah, Filoni's a hack.
I would say it's not Filoni Unleashed. I would say it's Filoni on a leash in a cage, and then that cage in a cage, and he actually likes his cage.
Yeah,
that's the sad part. Mate, you are not going to make anything under the current regime on the storyboard. Like, I truly think David Filoni has some sort of talent, but he has not been putting it out with this Disney Star Wars thing. He was great with Star Wars. And actually, Andrew is saying here that he only cared about Rebels when Ahsoka showed up. Hey, I can one-up you more. I cared about it when Captain Rex showed up. I love Captain Rex. So I watched that episode. And I was wondering the whole time, where the hell is Commander Cody? I was really wondering what they would do with him. But I don't think they ever mentioned him, unfortunately, which is sad because I love the clones in the Clone Wars. They were really good characters. So what I wanted to say is, okay, so I'm seeing this rating on IMDb of Ahsoka 8.9 out of 10. That's ridiculous. 8.9.
Yikes.
I was just like, okay, what the hell is it about this episode that's so good? Because for the past 3 episodes, I've heard that nothing happens. I've just heard the summaries like, oh, okay, I get you. Okay, yeah, sure, that happens. It feels like I could pick up the show at any time because I've watched all the Clone Wars. I know what happens in Rebels, so I can, I can, watch this somewhat and understand it, unlike other people that are struggling to. It's just a nightmare in itself. Yeah,
I feel
get
like
people
that
to
that's
understand the show.
that's a dumb move on Disney's part because you're trying to get, well, essentially, well, there you go. I said it again. You're trying to get mainstream appeal into the Star Wars. So you're trying to get all the people that know, for example, Kenobi by name. That's why people went to watch the Kenobi show. But for Ahsoka, it's completely different because a lot of people actually haven't watched Rebels, or they're kind of like me, where they saw bits of it when they were growing up, but never actually got into it, even though they are Star Wars fans. So it's very hard that the show doesn't do a lot to, let's say, catch you up to speed properly. You're basically just dumped in the middle of the plot after Rebels.
Yeah. Actually, Andrew says here, disrespecting Dave Filoni is excellent writing. Tony Giro was able to write Andor under Disney, and he fucking maybe just
Yep.
see
It's true.
as a Clone Wars simp and whatnot. I don't disagree with you. Yeah, but I think why Andor was an anomaly was because they didn't quite pay attention to it. Kind of like with Picard season 3. That's
Well,
my
I mean,
assumption why Andor is good.
was Filoni alone when he was writing Rebels? Is
I
he
don't
or
think
Clone
so.
Wars? Because
He
that's the thing.
probably
If he has sole writing credit, then I would say that no, maybe then he's onto something. But if he doesn't have sole writing credit, then it's
literally
ass.
there's
Yeah,
so
go
many
ahead.
great moments in Clone Wars. I'd
Mhm.
have to do my homework on it. If there was a solo, I'm sure there was something that was great in there. Definitely not the start though of it. The start was
But
kind of rough.
hey,
But
ladies and gentlemen, you have to remember Dave Filoni actually directed season 1, a lot of season 1 of Avatar: The Last Airbender. So thank him for
I
that.
I actually forgot that. Hey, well pointed out. Okay, so actually, Andrew, he can write well, but he's been absolutely putting out stinkers. That I would 100% agree. It's a shame. It's a damn shame. And I see this score of 8.9, and I'm like, that's bloody BS. What the hell is going on? And I decided to just watch this episode, just this one, episode 4, and with that, I will go into film review, which I guess this is a TV review, so it's not quite a film review. But I'm gonna roll the clip, and I can't edit it now. I can't edit it to TV review, but film review. Here's the clip. Maybe I should title it to something else, like pop culture. No, not pop culture review.
Just
TV
say,
and movie review.
Just
Me-
say something like the review. That's it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Everything is more classy when you put "the" in front of it.
Well,
The
yeah. Why
review.
do you think mine is the uninspired reviewer?
Oh yeah, that's so true. Just the review. Well, Andor was shelved for at least 2 years. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting. That's probably another reason why it might Andor was like kind of an anomaly in terms of quality. I have not watched all of Andor. I think I watched the first 2 episodes and I was liking it, but I didn't carry on with it.
I actually waited till the season finished to rewatch it because I couldn't stand their weekly episode drops, considering that the episodes should be watched in in threes. So
Only wrote good arcs when George was with him. After Disney bought Lucasfilm, he lost his soul. Excellent. See, I hate that I have to agree with you, but yeah, he's right. You're right. Unfortunately, you're right. It hurts me to say, but yeah, Star Wars is dead. And with that, I've watched this show, and it's good God, it is terrible. I don't know, Uninspired, if you've watched. I've seen a bit of Molar's Ant-Man Quantumania review.
Oh yeah, I've seen. I think I've seen all of it actually.
And okay, I've seen it, all of it too. And towards the end, he points out like weird editing mistakes of, okay, how did this flow of dialogue go? It was probably something like this, and the execs probably said, oh, the audience wouldn't get that. Put this and this line in here. It just makes it all jumbled up.
Yeah.
I see a lot of that stuff in this episode. It's like there's some sort of shop where Ray Stevenson is looking at a ship, right? And then it cuts to him back again, saying like an extra word of something, like extra line of dialogue. I'm like, that bit of dialogue was completely unnecessary. Why did you throw that in there? No conversation here just engages you on any level whatsoever. Of Ahsoka crossing her arms, like, should I be worried about you? And it's just like, what? Worried about what? And it's just like, Sabine, why are you dodging the question? Why? It's like the dialogue was created to just tick off seconds. There's no depth to it. there's no nothing to it. I felt like I was watching Phil. Literally, I was watching it on my way to work, and I was just like looking outside, and I was looking, I'm not traveling very far, and I'm only like 2 minutes into this thing. I was just like constantly, okay, am I halfway there yet? No, I'm not even halfway there yet, and it's been 3 minutes. So it kind of, I felt the drag much more. And if I was like watching something like One Piece, for instance, I'd be just like 1 episode, 2 episodes, 3 episodes. Oh, I'm halfway there to London. Great, I'll just keep watching 2 episodes. With Ahsoka, it was the opposite. I was constantly like looking at the road, distracted, kind of, So the start comparison was already there. It was just losing my attention just like that.
I can imagine. I mean, it's weird because Drew Gordon in the chat, he actually does make a point. Now that I'm looking up Dave Filoni's Wikipedia page, and I genuinely don't understand why Dave Filoni is praised, because this was my knowledge in general that Dave Filoni was a big part of Rebels and Clone Wars in terms of writing. But yeah, I've checked his Wikipedia page, and he hasn't written basically anything. He's done virtually nothing until just the last seasons. So I don't know where he gets this sudden praise from, or why his name is so attached to something like Clone Wars or Rebels.
Okay.
Which is
could you share that with me, by the way? Can we check his directing credits and compare them with writing? I'd be interested with that. So maybe he started writing with Mandalorian season 2.
Well, when it comes to live action, so the only thing that says it is the live action filmography credits that he has for writing are Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka.
Interesting.
I find it very, very weird.
Yeah. Let me share that. Okay, so
yeah, and filmography.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
I
find it weird. You say basically all of it is no red.
Animation credits. I haven't said the last time, but he did write some Star Wars: The Clone Wars. No, he directed most of it, but not as a writer.
Yeah, so I don't understand why there's this modern notion of Filoni is saving Star Wars. So
maybe so the lesson here is maybe he should stay as a director and not a writer.
I mean, I think that he could be good as a director. I think that, well, I love Avatar: The Last Airbender, and season 1 is probably like one of my favorites. He directed
Mhm.
a lot of episodes that I like. I think that they're
Mhm.
good. So I think he's a good animation director, but when it comes to writing and storytelling,
And live action scenes and whatnot, and action scenes is just like, good God, this is a piece of
I mean, just
Um,
compare that to someone like, let's say Brad Bird, because Brad Bird is mainly known for his animation. The
mhm.
Incredibles is one of the like his most known movies. The Iron Giant too. But when he did a leap to go to live action filmmaking, he did Mission Impossible 4: Ghost Protocol, and that movie is fucking good. So I don't know, man. Maybe Filoni just doesn't have talent.
Hey, I still believe he can produce something good. Maybe not write it. All right, stop being so hard on him, Andrew. Jeez, you're hurting me. You're hurting my soul. He could still do something after the Clone Wars. That's what I want, like a show about just the clones. Or
Oh,
oh no, that I guess that was Bad Batch, in a way that I haven't bothered to watch. I've
well,
seen
maybe
some
maybe
episodes.
maybe like Filoni's career is sort of like someone as Zack Snyder, where you need someone to rein
Don't
you
compare
in.
to Zach.
I mean, you'd need someone to rein you in
Yeah.
when you're writing. So if there's no one to rein you in and you're unleashed, you're not that talented, and it shows.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big problem.
And
But
this
when
Ahsoka
there
show
is
doesn't
someone
shows.
behind you, then yeah. So I do find it weird that Dave Filoni is just associated it with yeah, Andrew. Fuck Dave Filoni, man.
All right, right. Fuck him now for what he's writing, right? But I still think he could make something good. I'm just, I'm also concerned with Disney. So Disney is the true enemy.
Oh yeah, I mean Disney. I mean Star Wars is a dead franchise in general because of what they did to
Mhm.
it. So if they hadn't associated anything to, let's say, so if they had done an entire trilogy which wasn't considered, the sequel trilogy, not bringing back all the legacy characters and all of that, then at least you could have said, okay, Disney Star Wars is just there. But the
Mm.
fact that they have all of the stuff, so Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, all of these things that are tied directly to the original trilogy and the prequels. Since you have all of that, they try and write it and retool it to reference the sequel trilogy. So everything is just rotten in general.
Mm. Oh, definitely.
Except for Andor. Andor is good.
I
Rogue
need to
One
watch
too.
Andor.
Rogue One is also good.
You guys are peer pressuring me. Like as soon as I hear something good and I don't watch it, I'm just like it's sitting there, just like blazing red, and I'm just like I should probably watch
Listen,
that.
Rogue One, even though it has some problems, the main problems
Mm.
are its first act with having a passive protagonist.
Mhm.
Even then, it is a good it's a good movie in the Star
It,
Wars
I think
universe.
it's the best Disney Star Wars movie,
Oh, by a
maybe.
long shot. Oh, for sure.
Um, and Ryan Cannell made an interesting point that Ray Stevenson in this show is probably the best Disney Star Wars villain.
Mm.
Don't know if I agree with that because his logic doesn't. I don't know. He seems to be like, oh, in order to create, you have to destroy. And how exactly is Thrawn going to destroy everything? I would think Thrawn would put a lot more order into the world. Actually, run it better than Palpatine ever did.
I mean, are they putting any are they planting any seeds in Ahsoka that would eventually lead to the sequel trilogy or
Yes.
something like that? Oh man.
In Mandalorian, apparently there was a Snoke clone, but we couldn't quite tell if it's a Snoke clone or not.
Man,
So
Disney sucks, man.
it's still kind of uncertain, but I'm guessing so. You haven't watched Enter? I watched the first 2 episodes. All right, don't kill me. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. Heads up. Yeah, I'll pick it up eventually. I mean, geez, if you guys want me to make a review on it, I'll consider it. The only good Disney Star Wars concept, and yeah, there's a contrast. I think Ray's getting a pass because he's likable and ripped, but his character is so bad. I think so too. I don't think his motivations make much sense at all. The only thing I like is the way he talks, his fighting style, the way he blocks, like kind of like a knight. He doesn't do like kind of like that kung fu thing. It just literally just moves his lightsaber. I don't know. There's something satisfying about that.
So he's basically the only proper actor that's on screen that's delivering
Yes,
a real performance, which is why he stands out.
definitely. Um, yeah, he stands out in here, and yet I just find his motivation. He's like out there. Oh, we're going to get these coordinates to Thrawn and to Ezra. Join me, Sabine, and we will have these coordinates and blah 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 blah, and we will destroy everything that is here to bring a new order. And yeah, he does.
Ah,
He does do
yes.
it. He does do it.
Sabine, who just survives, 500 degrees, no
Yeah, the
problem.
material is beginning is dog shit. Yeah, I agree. And the thing is, he's like, it's weird to watch because you kind of want to like him, but I'm just not feeling a connection, mate. Of your motivation of anything
Yeah, it's
really,
basically
and
just a wasted
yeah,
actor.
and it bothers me because he treats Thrawn like he's freaking Galactus.
Hmm.
He's not really. He's just a very very smart alien, and I think would it be so bad if he run things? I don't think it would. I read some of the Thrawn books. I don't think he's that bad of a guy. Hey, hashtag Thrawn did nothing wrong. So I don't. Yeah, they're treating him like a freaking Thanos villain, which I don't think Thrawn is. And that's the kind of weird this fetch quest of getting this coordinates. And towards the end, we get a Luke Skywalker cameo, and apparently this Inquisitor in the thumbnail
Anakin.
here, yeah,
You
Anakin
said Luke.
Skywalker.
It's Hayden Christensen,
Tomato.
not Mark Hamill, man.
Tomatoes. Yeah, Anakin shows up towards the end, and apparently she's in the world between worlds because that's a thing.
And I mean, they even messed up the what's it called? That reveal that everyone was thinking it was gonna be what's his name?
Yeah,
Starkiller.
Starkiller.
Yeah.
I was well thinking it was going to be Starkiller. Stan Witwer said himself, he was asked about it, and he said, "I can't comment anything."
Yeah, but a lot of actors
Isn't it?
who've been working for Disney and that have been rumored to do a big part, they're always like, "Oh, I can't comment on anything." Just look at WandaVision with the guy that plays Quicksilver, Evan Peters. They're
Mm.
like, "Oh, you're in the show. It's gonna be the X-Men that are gonna come into the MCU finally." And I was like, "No, he was just there to do a boner joke because it was called Ralph Boner." So it's
Yeah.
like Disney just does this with people. It's just so
Yeah.
stupid.
Like, why keep his face hidden if he was just like a bunch of gas?
Yeah, smoke. Yeah, just green gas. My God.
I don't know. Maybe they're going to do something else with that. Who knows? Because that
I
kind of looks just like a
doubt.
Wicked
I
match.
doubt because
Do you think that's it? That was it?
well, a lot of Disney Star Wars now, I feel like they're going to that J.J. Abrams type of school where you just set up mystery boxes that lead nowhere. So this was a mystery box, led nowhere. It'll probably not be mentioned again except in passing because I don't think that Dave Filoni as a writer is probably capable of even remembering this.
Yeah, but I think it is Night Sister magic. It is, but I think there's more to it than that. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that it was just green thought. Like, oh, it was Night Sister magic. Just hand
I'm
wave
telling you.
It
I'm
just
telling
seems
you that
really,
that's
really abrupt. But I could see
that's
it.
that's probably what they're gonna do. I'm for sure.
Mm.
How many episodes is Ahsoka supposed to be? 6 or 8?
Let me check. It does say somewhere here. I think 8.
Because man,
Wait,
4
episode.
episodes already in. Man.
8. Yes, it's 8.
So halfway through the season and basically
Nothing happens. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
They only have the coordinates. It's like I was watching the episode, like, wow, no wonder nothing happened the past 3. And I mean, in this one, nothing much happened, like nothing big, I would say either.
Yeah, I just think that it's a weird pacing issue that they have, which is why it's surprising when you have Andor. Andor knows how to. Well, I would say that Andor could have had 1 episode less if they had made it tighter, but it was still there, and it was still serving a purpose tonally. So in Ahsoka, for example, or in Mandalorian or all of that stuff, it's like nothing happens at all. Your plot is never going forward. You can literally trim all of these 4 episodes into 2, and
Mm.
you'd probably still have room to add some more stuff to make the plot go on. So these 8 episode seasons are nothing.
Yeah. Um, in a nutshell, this episode does not deserve a 8.9. I don't
Well, it
know
only got the
what the reviews
8.9
was
because
quoting.
people saw Anakin at the end. They were like,
That's
"Oh
it.
my god, it's Hayden Christensen, he's back." Well, you guys saw him in Kenobi, didn't you? He was fucking Darth
Mm.
Vader in that one. So I
Did you
don't
guys forget?
understand. Yeah, they
Yeah.
already forgot. I really don't understand this.
Uh, this quote from actually, yes.
Yeah, Andor
Ahsoka
is
is
slow with
slow.
intent.
Ahsoka is slow to feel. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah,
It's like, is this the best? Like, I 8.9 rating. I saw this rating and I was like, okay, let's watch the best episode of Ahsoka, hypothetically, and I was not impressed. Um, am I going to watch the next episode? Maybe. If you guys support the channel, I'll consider it. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely thinking of doing like a One Piece review and one Ahsoka review. I'm thinking
I
about
mean,
it.
8.9 is pretty high, especially when it comes to a TV show, a TV
Uh,
show episode getting that rating.
mhm.
It
And
baffles me.
then, right after watching that piece of shit, you watch Netflix One Piece,
Yeah,
which was just amazing to me. No, I watched this first, and then I came back to the strudgeon realization of Ahsoka and how it's
trash.
trashed. And
Yeah,
it's
I
just
can
like
imagine.
it was just like day and night.
Literally too, because
Yeah.
you have just One Piece is just full of happy energy and everything. You get to Ahsoka,
Mhm.
it's just people crossing their arms
Yeah.
and staring blankly.
Yeah. So what's my history of One Piece? I guess starting off, I was avoiding One Piece. I was just like, oh, it's got 1,000 something episodes. I'm never catching up, not in my lifetime. And it's just like, pirates. Is that really the most interesting thing you can do in anime? Pirates. So it never interested in me that much. But then,
It's
yeah.
funny you say that because pirates are
Mhm.
rarely done in anime, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I'm saying I found the concept boring. That is pirates.
Mm.
Like, is that the best? What usually anime have like these absolutely absurd premises where you're in a video game world and you can't level up. No one can level up, and you have to level up, and you have all these weapons and blah blah. It's always like absurd, and
Yeah,
it's just
it's
like
true.
pirates.
I see what you mean. Pirates just looking for the one piece, which is a treasure. So I could understand. Yeah.
And it's just kind of like never quite hooked me in, but there it was, sitting downloaded on my phone, and ahead of me a 5-hour London journey. And I was like, why not give this a try? I mean, it's not like there's anything else on, and I did not regret my time spent. I thought the first episode was very good at introducing 3 different characters. You instantly just get it like that, what each character is about, in a matter of 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Ahsoka could not even do that in like, it would take a whole season of what that first episode did in a nutshell.
You're giving Ahsoka too much credit. It would take them 2.5 seasons to 3 seasons, to be honest with you.
Like, Ahsoka just seems to drag its feet so much. And this episode just like, here's the big 3 characters here in 40 minutes, like that. Here's what everyone is about. Oh, sorry, the guy in glasses as well. 4 characters and what they're about. And then you follow along these 3 characters throughout the whole show. And I gotta say, some of it just kind of weirded me out. Like, why on earth do the Marines wear like funny hats? Do you know why? Uninspired, like one of them wears like a bear hat, one of them like a.
Oh,
Yes.
it's not. Well, that's just who they are as characters. So, for example, you have Garp. Garp, it's a dog. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
he's a dog. So his ship also, it's there's basically the massive dog as a mascot in the front, and then what he wears is always dog related. Other characters are like that too. It's just the world of One Piece and how it is to give these characters some character apart from just who they are, to keeping a physical appearance. So for example, you look at the world of One Piece, there's always one physical attribute that you can give to each character, and it stays specific to that character throughout the entire journey of One Piece. So
Mm-hmm.
it's good. So for Luffy, it's the straw hat. For Nami, it's oranges. For Zoro, it's
Mm-hmm.
his katana, the white one that he has.
Mm-hmm.
For Buggy, it's his clown nose, and it just goes on and on and on. And that's for every single character, even some minor characters that you meet in One Piece. It's good world building. The world building in One Piece is absolutely insane, and I just have to congratulate Ichiro Oda, the creator, for it. And he just keeps himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's. I don't think that he's ever contradicted his world building, and he adds a lot of stuff to the lore. Well,
Oh,
it can
that
seem as if he adds a lot of stuff to the lore,
right,
but if
right,
you
right.
look well and read the first chapters, everything was laid out, but wasn't
Mm-hmm.
explicitly said.
Right. So the funny thing about that is, uh, he when I was watching the show, he intentionally leaves stuff vague
Yes.
so we can have some twists and reveals towards the end. I
Hmm.
just like, hang on, why? For instance, like Zoro, that's the only name. Luffy and Zoro. That's the character names I can keep track of. You know,
Listen, they're the two
I am
coolest,
terrible with
so it's
anime
cool.
names. I am terrible with names. I'm just like, yeah, thief, orange hair lady. That's what I'm gonna call her. That's it. And the cowardly guy.
Usopp.
Um,
Yeah,
okay. I'm not gonna remember them. Don't expect me to remember them.
don't
I
worry.
might do after 1,000 episodes, but um, yeah. So this, well, I lost my train of thought.
For
Oh,
the
so
yeah.
so yeah, so we go on to the Tell No Tales third episode. Uh, in the first, I think the more so focused. The second one was focused on Luffy.
Hmm.
Um, and it just surprised me of how selfless the guy with red hair and scars was. Um,
Shanks. Yeah.
I was just like struck by that. Damn, there's such a virtuous character. You're already showing so much depth. Than Ahsoka ever did. Like here's the depth of One Piece, and Ahsoka is just there, shallow as ever. Um, and what surprised me was his sacrifice. He literally shows some kind of hypnotist power,
Hmm.
and I guess like suddenly I have questions. Wait, how the hell does that work? Does he can he hypnotize people and lose their freaking arm? Or what the hell is that about? You know,
No,
I'm
so
just
I mean, it's
having a desire
basically
to watch more and more. Yeah.
well, yeah, well, even in the manga or in the anime, that thing happens in, I think it's the first chapter of One Piece, and you
Mhm.
only get the explanation, like as in proper explanation of what it is, around chapter probably 300 or 400. But
Mm.
that's what I mean by they set up something. So yeah, Drew Gordon said it's Conqueror's Haki, or Haki of the Supreme King. That's what they call
Mhm.
it. And throughout the entire show, you see this. Well, throughout the entire show, I mean the manga and anime, you see this progressively, but they never explicitly tell you what it is until the protagonists are involved with that specific thing. So
Mhm.
that's why I think that it keeps it interesting. And also the reason why I love One Piece so much is that compared to anime like Dragon Ball or Naruto,
Mhm.
what you feel is that the One Piece world will continue even if all of these protagonists are to die right now. The world will still continue. Everybody still has their own journey that you can follow. And it's
Mhm.
crazy that they're able to juggle so many different people. And a lot of people have like very good redeeming arcs in One Piece in general, which
Mm.
is crazy. Even
That.
Buggy,
Mhm.
yeah, it's great. He has like a really. Go ahead, man.
I definitely agree with you on that. That it's able to juggle so many characters and to everyone add a little bit of depth to it. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's fascinating. That's what at the end of the day I'm interested in. Character. You provide me good character, I'm hooked. You have me for the whole show. Um, and
One Piece is for you, man. One Piece is for you. I'm telling you, the
yeah,
1,000 episodes aren't a lot, man.
I'm gonna watch the movies, the anime movies,
Yeah, the Kai versions essentially.
Kai versions. Okay,
So for those who don't know, Kai versions are so they take anime episodes, but they cut them up to remove the repetitive parts and all of the sort of, let's say, blank moments that you don't really need in the episodes that are there to fill out the 20-minute runtime sometimes. And
Mhm.
so they cut all of that part out and they'd give you the entire arc in a 3 hour long movie. So that's a very good way to watch anime, especially One Piece, if you don't want to sit down and watch individually every episode. Because there are. So this afternoon, actually, I watched the new episode, which is 1,075. So yeah, there are 1,075 episodes, and I also read the chapter, so 1,091 chapters. So yeah.
Hmm, interesting. I have one question about the redhead troll guy. How on earth did he get on the lifeboat? I guess that had Luffy as a kid, and the pirate that was kidnapping. How did he get on that boat? That's what I
Um.
think I was confused by. Did he
Well.
teleport or what? Did I miss
Uh.
that?
Well, they don't really explain it ever, actually, but you can. There are techniques in One Piece that make you. For example, you see Sanji when he
Mm-hmm.
fights. For example, in I think it's the one of the last episodes. You see when he's fighting against the fishmen with Zoro, the guy that
Mm-hmm.
uses his legs only, the cook. I'm
Mm-hmm.
because I know you don't remember names, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so you see the techniques that he uses, where sometimes he just appears and stuff like that. So it's essentially a more developed version of that he can use.
Hmm. Okay.
People in One Piece are very fucking fast. It's it's
Yeah.
it's
So,
it's techniques that they learn.
huh. So it's just like the things like that are not left are left unexplained, but I'm just guessing by them that they will explain it later on in the show. Just and intentionally not explaining it
Oh
just so
yeah,
they can get to the episode. That's
it,
what I
it's
get.
it's it's good to have that, because that's one of the reasons why you keep watching One Piece. And then
Hmm.
sometimes when an explanation is given to you in the manga, you're like, oh my god, this
That's
is
what it was. Yeah.
this is it. Yeah.
So it was
So
like literally planned in ahead. So
mhm.
that's good planning right there.
That's why I said the
Episode.
world building is exquisite.
Episode 3 was definitely much more focused on Zoro and his past, and introducing the cowardly character who
Yeah.
I kind of liked him in the episode 3 and 4, but the rest of it not so much. um, just seems kind of like a pointless tag along. Get scared every fight. Um, and I guess every anime has that, like a cowardly character. He's not as obnoxious as some cowardly characters in anime,
Yeah.
but I think he definitely is a bit annoying in the live action one.
Well,
Um,
he is. I do think that in the live action version, he is the
mhm,
weakest. So I I don't know. I feel like they don't give his character enough time, maybe, for you to understand why he's cowardly, as opposed
mhm,
to the source material, which I think is a misfire, because his cowardice is a very, very important component of who he is and why he does what he does. And
mhm,
so I wish that they had done that. For example, he tells these stories to the girl that's sick, Kaya, and
mhm,
in the live action version, you rarely see him one on one with her telling these stories, because so in the source material, basically, before the crew comes over and meets Usopp, we already see him telling these fantastical stories to her, and
mhm,
that's just part of who he is. And so to have them basically remove that sort of in the live action version, I do think is a misfire, but I think that they can catch up on that. Well, they sort of have when they're fighting versus the fishmen, and he goes off alone. So that's taken directly from the from the source material when he goes off alone to fight the fishmen to prove that he's a bit courageous. But
Hmm.
it's a constant thing that he is scared, but he does what he has to do because he knows that he has to fight for his teammates who are basically his family.
Yeah. Um. Hmm. With episode 3 as well, I was definitely interested in Zoro's backstory, and it's like they're fighting him and his friend. I don't know what the other friend was called. To
Yeah.
be the swordsman, swordswoman, and they go into this like his friend says, "Hang on, but you're a boy and you'll grow longer arms. You'll go in strength." And it's just like, "Hang on, no, wait, what? 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 You're explaining gender differences, biological gender differences, in a Netflix show."
I'm telling you, One Piece is ahead of its time in terms of what they do. Because there's even
Unfounded.
what's it called? There's even one of my favorite characters is in One Piece is Bon Clay Sama, and he's
Mhm.
basically a cross dresser.
Mhm.
So he's essentially a drag queen, and he's literally one of the best fucking characters in the entire show. So
Okay.
good, such a good redeeming arc. And even in the newer chapters, there's a person called Yamato, and
Mhm.
she is a biological woman, and she identifies as a man. Okay, so on
Okay.
paper it's a bit weird. You're like, oh no, this is we already know all of this. But in the story, it works very well because the reason
Mhm.
why she identifies as a man is because she identifies as the savior of the country where she's enslaved, basically. So
Mhm.
all of these things that are considered, let's say, woke in Western society today, he's implemented all of this since, let's say, the early 2000s and late 90s. But it's so character driven that it's not woke at all. And it's
Mhm.
not in your face too, because he's not pushing an ideology on you. You understand? Yeah. Oh no. Listen, I'll put Platoon on One Piece. I'll send him a message. I'll tell him to get on One Piece. I doubt you have the time.
uh, you should watch this. I'd watch a review of it, reviewing this, just to see if I'm wrong. Did I miss anything? Is this not good? I think it is.
It's
You
great.
know.
There is one thing that I thought it was something that would be a major problem because I
Mhm.
thought that so I felt like the backstories were a bit rushed, especially Nami's. So the red-haired girl's name.
I thought maybe. Oh, Nami, the orange haired girl.
Yeah.
Right. I thought the chef's was a little. Even though I liked it, the chef was a little rushed.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, we'll get to that because before I wanted to say that, no, yeah, what I wanted to point out is Zoro's story is interesting because they say that her friend had an accident,
Yeah,
and
she
I'm
fell down
like,
the stairs.
that's bullshit. You're lying. Like I know they intentionally kept it vague, and like she's probably still alive, isn't she? Because you're keeping
uh
it vague,
no,
and I'm like
no, no.
thinking,
She's dead.
really?
Oh yeah, she's actually dead. Like she yeah, Drew Gordon. Yeah, she fell down the stairs. That's how she died. She fell down a flight of
Did I
stairs.
miss that?
Everybody laughs at it.
What? What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, she's dead. Like,
It's not another one of those vague moments where they left it unexplained, and
no,
they'll pick up on it. She's just
no, no,
dead.
no. Yeah, she's actually dead. Like she's dead. She's not coming back. I mean, I'm 1,000 episodes in. I'm 1,000 chapters in. She still isn't back. She's still dead.
I don't believe you.
No, seriously, man. Why would I lie?
I don't know. I'm getting a strong impression for the live action show
Okay,
because they
so
don't talk
there
about
is
it enough.
a
That it's going to be picked up later on, but much later on.
So
You know?
so there is a girl that Zoro meets. I think it's in the arc after this one. So that will
Hmm.
probably be in season 2 because they do tease him at the end. You see the guy in smoke at
Hmm.
the end that they tease. That's
Hmm.
Smoker, and so
Hmm.
Smoker is a vice admiral of the Marines, and one of his well, basically his first commander is a girl called Tashigi, and Tashigi essentially looks like the older version of the girl that Zoro used to play with. So it is jarring for Zoro a bit because she's also a swordsman, and she also wants to be. She basically has the same aspirations as Tashigi, and she also brings in the fact that she's a woman, so she isn't seen as equal as the men in
Mm.
terms of sword fighting stuff. So
Do you
that's
reckon
something. Yep.
they could possibly change it to it being the friend who's still alive?
No, no,
No?
no, no. I'm telling you,
It's
she's
just
dead,
dead?
man.
It's just
She's
well,
dead.
okay. That things like that is just like, okay, weird. Weird
She's
choice.
dead, man. I'm telling you.
All right.
I do think that it's weird how they framed it. Yes, I agree
Mhm.
with you on how they framed it because it does seem like something that'll be relevant later on, as in relevant that she'll come back in some way, shape, or form. But no, she's completely dead.
Hmm. I mean, kids sometimes die in unfortunate accidents. Yeah, but not in stories. I mean, in stories, when do you ever see like a kid inserting like a fork into an electric wallet? You know, you don't usually see that. It's just very anticlimactic. I don't know. Yeah, the villain was somewhat interesting in episode 3 and 4. The butler
Um,
with
yeah, the butler.
uh,
Yeah, the
I
pirate.
guess again the ability of him being really quick. Like you mentioned that the pirates are really quick in here for some reason.
Hmm.
Um, and it's interesting because I mean that's like it's kind of like a trope in anime to have like this classical uh butler kind of character. I don't know if that's a trope in anime or not. They always seem to have some sort of butler if they're in like a medievally setting. And what I wanted to know is get a little bit of depth. Okay, why did if you hate this girl so much, why did you bother setting the time, spending the time with her?
Well, because he essentially wants to get away from the pirate life and
Hmm.
do so. If he does get close to her and does what he does the way he does it,
Hmm.
he gets rich, but he gets rich legally. Do you understand?
Mm.
So you don't have the Marines on your back because I mean, I don't know if you saw the Marines in the show, but if they want to hunt you down, they will send some powerful people to hunt you down.
Yeah.
So, and the what we saw in the Marines were only vice admirals, not even admirals. Admirals are even worse, and there are only
Mm.
3 of them at this point in the story of One Piece. And
Mm.
if any of them are sent after you specifically, you're dead unless you're one of the most powerful people in One Piece. And there's only 4 of the most powerful people in One Piece.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Okay. You have me interested. And I was just like wondering. Okay, I was wondering whether we could get a little bit more depth. Why do you hate this girl specifically? I mean, I know you want to kill her and get her money, but I wish we got a little depth to that. I seem that he was a little hollow in that regard as to why you'd wanted to kill her so badly. I mean, he's an evil pirate, of course, but you know,
yeah.
I mean, he seemed really nice, like up until that clock strikes.
Well, that was what he was planning. So there is one major difference that I didn't like that they did in the live action
Mhm.
because you see, there's the dude that looks like a sheep
Mhm.
in the house. So he dies in the live action version, but
Mhm.
he actually lives in the manga and anime.
Huh.
To this day, he's still alive. So I do think that it's weird that they killed him because it just means
See,
that
big
the
changes.
girl. Yeah, well, it is
Zoro's girlfriend might still be alive. You
no,
never
no,
know.
she's dead, man. She's dead. And well, the problem is that what it does in the live action version is that Kaya is alone. So Kaya is the sick girl, and
Hmm.
she's essentially alone for the rest of her life in the anime because in the live action version because they don't show anyone else that she can lean on. However,
Hmm.
in the manga, she could lean on that guy who was called Mary.
Yeah, that is kind of.
so it's sadder in the live action version.
Huh. Okay, so the next episodes, 5 and 6, I was very interested in because it's just like on paper, it's probably not the most interesting.
Mm.
Pirate cookers? What the hell is that? You know, it's a bit. Well, that's the best you can think of. Pirates that cook. All right, yeah, sure. And then we get to the kid. I think he's French, isn't he?
Sandy, yeah,
He's French.
he is
Must be
supposed to
French.
be French.
Oh, of course he is. That's not stereotypical at all of the French. And he ends up on an island, well, on some kind of rock, with the pirate, and I thought
With
that bit
Zed,
was a bit
yeah.
rushed, like kind of like
Really?
fisted, because it's just like, wait, hang on. The wave hits the ship, and immediately, they're on this rock, stranded, waiting for a ship. I thought just like, okay, thank you for the exposition that you just gave me, because I wouldn't be able to guess. And I just thought that was a bit done fast, because if you watch movies like, I don't know, what's the one, Tom Hanks one?
Castaway?
Castaway. You can essentially base a entire freaking movie on that sort of story of of the ship slowly crashing and going onto an island. For me, it was like just like a hard cut. Like, okay, the wave hits, and we're immediately on the island. I thought, okay,
Well,
can we have a bit between those parts?
To be
How
fair,
did you
that is
survive?
how it is in the source material. They never actually
Huh.
showed. They just showed the So you get the waves crashing. The
Yeah.
boat the boat capsizes, and what you see is Sanji waking up on the rock with Zeph showing him the bag. He's like, "Yeah, this is your food. Go on that side of the island. You
Yeah.
stay there." So that's how it is on the source material. I don't know. I don't really have a problem with it because that's not the essential part of the story. The essential part of the story is their survival and that twist at the end with the bag, and essentially with the Zeph having to cut and eat his own leg, basically.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
but for me, it didn't bother me that much.
Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I liked this story. I really did. But I just thought, can we get this bit in between? It just seems like a hard cut in between. And yeah, Smilex commented this. That's a different kind of anime, Smilex. How dare you? This is a wholesome Catholic show. I'm not a very good Catholic, so who am I kidding? So yeah, I found this. Yeah, I found this story kind of like a parable. Really, really emotional.
Yeah.
And I wish we could just like, but I did have like questions. Okay, how did you end up on this rock? How on earth did you survive that wave that hit the ship? Just seemed like an instant kill to me. So that maybe that's why it's more so felt like a hard cut. Like, okay, let's just
I
stick to
think
them
it
being on
also
this
comes
rock.
from the fact that of the shape of the rock in particular, because
Mhm.
to get to the top of that, there's a lot of work that has to be done. So
Mhm.
I think that if it was a normal rock at sea level, sure, but the way that the rock is so oddly shaped.
Yeah, and hmm. I do have a question about the I don't know what to call him, Captain Cook, one-legged guy. Well, not
Zed.
like one. Yeah. Why did he bother even having two bags? Why not just give the kid a bag and then just go off? I don't want to see you again.
Well,
Because then the kid is about to kill him and hypothetically steal his food. But if he didn't have a bag on him, would the kid assume that he had any food and therefore minimizing the risk that he might get killed by this kid because he wants
I
to steal
mean,
his food?
he doesn't really care. I mean, they call him Red Leg Zeph for a reason,
Mhm.
because the blood of his enemies are always on his legs. So I don't think a 10-year-old kid would pose any problems. He would have probably just
Yeah, true.
knocked him in a second. So
Yeah,
I don't really see that as a problem. I do think that it does show you a lot, because One Piece in general,
yeah,
it does small work but big leaps for you to understand who the characters are. So the character of Zeph, the first time we see him, he's basically just killing everyone. The first time we see him, we actually see his shoes covered in blood, which means he's been killing people. And what does he do? Well, he sacrifices his legs to save a young kid. And that's the first act that you basically see him do as a character in One Piece. So that tells you a lot about who he is. And One Piece is just full of those first actions by characters that tell you exactly who they are, and with small actions that follow to just reinforce those ideas.
Definitely.
So you like character, man. Watch One Piece or read One Piece. It's full of character.
Yeah, definitely more so than Ahsoka. And then we have the two final episodes, which rounds off with this character's name that I'm forgetting.
Nami.
yes, her. And I remember when I completely forgot to mention this guy. This guy somehow gets superpowers towards.
Oh no, that's how he is.
I'm like, what? When was that thing?
When he threw the cannonball.
Damn. Oh yeah, true. How did I forget that? But it's interesting that Luffy has a granddad like that. Again, intentionally vague, so they can pull off a twist like that. I see what you're doing. That's why I was definitely thinking that Zoro's girlfriend was not dead, but maybe she.
I mean,
is dead.
that's why One Piece is so interesting too, because of the character dynamics that are presented. So you have Garp. Garp is the name of this guy, the vice admiral. That's Luffy's grandfather, and you have you even see in the flashbacks of him forcing Luffy to try and become an admiral when he grows up. And this is because Luffy's father is the leader of the Revolutionary Army. So he's a fucking he's considered the most wanted man in the One Piece world, Luffy's father. So you have this dynamic of the grandpa that doesn't want his grandkid because the father of Luffy is basically a MIA, he's not there for his son. So you have the grandpa that wants to guide Luffy in the right direction. But you also have Luffy who wants to become a pirate solely for the reason that pirates are free. So Luffy, for him, pirates are synonymous with freedom, complete freedom, while Marines are synonymous with order. So you have this massive character dynamic thing that constantly happens in One Piece. And it's so incredible. And I won't spoil anything because I know you'll probably read or watch, but there's a very tough decision that Luffy's grandfather has to make later down in the series, and it's so tough that you can see him cry basically. And it's just showing these characters what they believe in. They stick to that, and they never budge. That's a core thing of One Piece. No matter if it's something horrendous that has to happen, and that will impact their lives so badly, they'll still stick to their principles and beliefs. Yeah, Drew Gordon said it. Marineford, that's the name of the arc, but I won't tell you what happens in it because that'll be spoilers.
Okay. You have me interested, good sir.
I'm telling you, One Piece is definitely worth your time. Maybe the if you want to watch it, the Kai versions are the way to go. It removes all of that anime filler, because One Piece, even though I love the anime, pacing is a very big issue in recent episodes. So there are certain arcs where you can watch the arc completely. There's not that many pacing problems, but there are others where you've watched 10 episodes and you feel like we're getting nowhere. So yeah.
How many episodes by chance does this season of live action cover?
I don't know how many episodes. I think it's the first 60 chapters, 60 or 90 chapters of the manga, because this covers East Blue Saga. So East Blue Saga ends at where they ended, Arlong Park. So let me just check. So 100 chapters, 54 episodes. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's very effective. The time what they did. 8 episodes, 40 minutes each. That just seems effective, really. That's quite a lot covered. So yeah, One Piece uses it time well. I reckon, unlike Ashoka.
I'm very happy
Uh,
to see what they have because I read an article that season 2 was already written. Actually, Andrew actually made me aware of the article. So they
Mhm.
said the season 2 is already written. They just hope that it'll premiere next year, and they would have been filming if it weren't for the strike. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
I
happy.
mean,
I'm happy to see where it goes.
apparently the creator was closely involved with this, which may be a reason as to why it's
Oh, for
at this
sure.
has some good to it.
I
And
mean, keep in mind that the creator of One Piece only had one manga before One Piece, and he
Mhm.
created One Piece when he was in his early 20s.
now,
So,
and now how old is he?
oh yeah, like One Piece. So the manga has been going on since 1997, almost weekly, basically, and the anime has been going on since 1999, almost weekly as well. So yeah,
Wow.
they've been going very strong.
Damn, man, that's impressive.
Mm.
No, yeah. So One Piece, I surprisingly, uh, I'd highly recommend. I
Oh,
have no regrets with recommend.
I'm really
Um,
glad that someone who hasn't who isn't very familiar with the source material, you enjoy the show too.
mhm.
It means that
Hey,
it means that
listen,
Netflix did their job well.
yeah, listen, like I can recognize good characters, and those did good character stuff here, and that, and I don't say I'm like I don't like anime tropes, but I'm always on the look for some anime that I might enjoy. You know?
It's funny because I've always thought One Piece would be unadaptable when it comes to live action because
Hmm.
I'd say when you think of anime being outlandish, very cartoonish, everyone is disproportionate, the world is constantly crazy. There's so many um, different variations of people and species and stuff like that. One Piece is the essential anime when it comes to being like that. So to
Hmm.
have them adapted so well and to have it grounded, even though they keep the outlandish parts like the Fishman Island stuff, I find it very, very fascinating. And man, just great job on everyone who participated in this.
Mm, definitely. Uh, I watched most of the anime and I saw the initial D was.
Yeah, they
Do you
still
know what
haven't
that mission?
explained it. It's still a mystery. One Piece still has mysteries that are ongoing that have been set up since like chapter 50, man. So yeah, I mean, look at the
Yeah.
One Piece. No one knows what the fuck it is.
The studio learned that these lessons from the Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, definitely,
Well, was the Cowboy
definitely.
Bebop creator involved
No,
in the TV show?
he even dissed it.
Yeah.
He put it out of his misery. So, uh, yeah, I think I'm looking forward to season 2. We'll probably watch the movies right after the show. So yeah, um, again, I think that'll be all for the show. We've been going on for nearly 2 hours, so sorry to keep you for so long.
No, no problems, man. It's always a
Again,
pleasure.
it was great to have you on, dude. You're always a pleasure to have you on here. Yeah, and again, what I want to mention was please do consider joining up on the memberships. I am going to add more emojis and more perks to it. I'm open to suggestions. Thank you for Paul Hadouken for supporting the channel. Uh, yeah, and I guess now that I've been at the London Meetup and Gary himself has told me that he watches some of my streams and videos, I have a fire lit under me, to put out better content out there and more movie reviews. I've been slacking with the movie reviews. I've just been playing out memes because they're the ones that people seem to really enjoy and watch.
I mean, you did the Sound of Freedom last week, didn't you?
Oh yeah, a stream on it. I also did a video on What If, Marvel's What If series.
Oh, yeah.
I do have that somewhere in the backlog. Um, there was meant to be a part 2. Don't have the script for part 2. It's lost in the void now. It's been too long. But yeah, if you guys see that review, let me know if you'd like to see more in that, funny edited kind of breakdown style. I'd love to do something like that again. I can't, I can't promise that it'll be as long as a little platoon video or a Mola video of breaking down everything, but I would like to make a long video one day like that. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to kick it up a notch with the channel. And again, a thank you all for watching and support me. I never thought this channel would get that far. Uninspired, do you have anything to promote and tell the audience?
Yeah, sure. Honestly, thank you for having me. First of all, it's always a pleasure to be on, man. I try and be on whenever I can when you ask me. So,
And I asked a lot.
it's always a fun time, man. It's always a fun time. So, yeah, this Saturday on my channel at 1 p.m. EST. So that's I think 6 p.m. British time and 7 p.m. French time. If any of you guys are in France in the chat. So yeah. I'm going to be doing my Uninspired Hour or so live stream. This week, we're covering Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, the last show was 2 weeks ago, and we did Total Recall with the Critical Drinker. So that was pretty fun because,
Wow.
yeah,
Damn,
met
man.
Critical Drinker. So that was pretty cool. And
Okay.
yeah.
Hey, I met a
But-
critical drinker as well. Just
Yeah, you
awkward conversation.
did. And so yeah, so that's it for on Saturday. And then on my end, in terms of videos, I will be doing I'll be releasing my Old Boy analysis, the original Old Boy. Not this week. I'm not too sure because I'm still tweaking a bit of the script. I've recorded, but there's some stuff I'm not happy about. So I keep going back and forth with it. So definitely not this week, but possibly next week. I want to have it out before the 22nd. So yeah.
Okay. That'll be it for the show. Thank you everyone for watching. You can subscribe and follow Uninspired Reviewer on Twitter, also known as X. I'm not going to call it
Yeah.
X. But yeah, all his links and social medias are in the link below. And yeah, be sure to help the channel out with the memberships. I am going to add more stuff to it. Don't you worry about guys that. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all guys later.
Bye bye.
Bye.